becoming a megalomaniac. I'm taking over the whole country. I am not serving anyone. What? It sounds real dark. The minute they say come towards, they start saying, "Hey, how did he do that?" I'm summoning a gun. I'm summoning a machine gun. I'm saying, I'm looking up. Chick, stay back. Do not. What? Stay away. All of you stay back.
Imagine a world where everything's peaceful, everything's calm, no villainy, just pure joy and happiness, no struggle, just carefree freedom. Well, that world does exist, and that will be heaven one day. But today, what are we talking about? You know, what are we talking about? Well, today we are talking about anime with no villains. Okay. Can you imagine, Solo?
No.
Can you imagine?
No,
so I'm reading this Game Rant article. Just found out, we're doing some research. It says 7 great isekai animes with no villains. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't read through the whole article, so maybe that's just a salacious title where there are villains, but it's just saying that the villains are more so kind of not
the villain is the journey itself.
Villains. Yeah, exactly. But I'm just looking at these anime, and they very do look like jovial, happy-go-lucky. If you step on my toe, I'll just smile at you, say, "It's okay, thank you so much, have a great day," and go on my way kind of shows. They all just look so, just so jovial and happy. So before we go into the 7, as it were, in a list, I just wanted to ask you, because you're the story guy here, you're the man who understand what makes a great story. Do you think there could be a great show or a show that has no villains that can be great? Because in a story you need the ups and downs, you need your protagonist, your antagonist, you need to have a beginning, a place of disruption, or you set the scene and you have the place of disruption, or whatever it is, I can't remember the graph, but you know what I mean, like yeah, and then you have your kind of like resolution, as it were. If there's no place of contention or place of destruction or whatever it is, then where's the story? Like, is it just we're building a town, and maybe, I don't know, there was not enough cement. I don't know. So I just wanted to ask, do you think you could have a great story without villains?
Yes, you can.
Oh, interesting.
You can.
Okay. Expand.
I was actually half joking with that statement. The villain is the journey itself. I will take your journey, and this is so. We are so used to stories having like a major antagonist, because it's something that we can easily like attach our emotions to, attach our understanding to, and so quickly identify. Yeah. Okay, that is the negative. That's the bad guy. That's who we don't like. It frames everything, but it doesn't mean. And short films do this a lot. But you can do a story without a villain. What it means is that you make your antagonist not a person, but a trial that person is trying to overcome. You may think it's a joke, but for example, you could have a farming anime, and you're trying to create food, and you're trying to plant and grow, I don't know, rice, wheat, maize, whatever. And you're doing this so you can serve the village, so people can eat, so people can survive. And what if on that journey you're creating, there's a particularly bountiful harvest. You store that, and then maybe the next moment there's a flood, and the flood just washes away all the maize. Now, typically it might not be an issue because maybe you have stores somewhere else, but maybe in this particular part, if you have maybe someone who's just given birth, and if this person doesn't get food, then how can they keep themselves strong for their child? So now the pressure has been created, because there is no villain, there is no big bad. It was just something like simple as nature that has taken place. But the pressure is now, I need to provide for my wife who's given birth, or people in the village that are about to starve because the flood has washed away all the food. So now that's where the friction comes in, and then you start to look at the character and say, how do they respond to that? What did they do in the face of these trials? How did they grow? How did they develop? And then you can do it. Now, for some people, they don't like that. Some people are like, yeah, but I kind of just want a big bad and go for it. You're one of them. I can see you shaking your head. But you can do that. And I guess you can do that in many different places. Like I just quickly looked at the isekai, and I'll say this again when we get to that point. But one of them I saw, they're a pharmacist. It could be the same thing. Yeah. Maybe you're trying to create some medicine, and somebody is unfortunately on death's door, and you need to get this person, and you fall over, and then you break the vial. You break the vial, and then it's like, oh, you just tripped. There is no villain, but now you're in trouble because someone might die. You need to go back. So how can you then? And then they do the typical training montage where they get their old bearded professor to say, "Remember, you can only improve when you focus." And then they go and focus, and they remake this medicine as fast as possible, and they feel stronger, and they feel like, I can do this. And then they break through the doors, and as the person's about to take their last breath, you know that thing in movies where they lift their head up and they say, drink. Drink. Just sip it. Just not too fast. Careful now. Careful. And that person's just there with their mouth a little bit open. Yeah. And then they start coughing. Quick, someone get him some water. And then they put the rag over his head. Meanwhile, the pharmacist is there.
Oh, goodness.
He's going to make it. I don't know yet.
Before that, they're all in cold sweats and stuff, and they take it, and then maybe like 20 seconds later, they're like a bit more restful.
Exactly. And then people, everyone is in the living room, in the main room, the lounge, and they're all waiting.
Yeah.
And then the pharmacist just opens the door slowly, just wiping his hands. Doctor, is he gonna be okay? It was tricky, but he'll make it. And everybody throws the pharmacist or doctor a big party, and then in the darkness of his own home, when he gets back, he's thinking, I almost killed someone. I need to make sure I'm the best, that this never happens again. And then so you can create it for toys, but it might not.
So life is the adversity.
Life is the adversity. That's where you get. But you need to create trials. It just might not be. It just might not be a villain.
You know, that's fair enough. You know what? When you say it like that, that could be quite entertaining. They would have to really do it well though, because most
it has to be done.
Things work with a big bad. You know. Like an opposing force that's literally trying to stop you, whereas these things are more so just quote unquote final destination acts where potentially, like you said, you trip or the bus doesn't come on time and you need to get that specific medicine or these different things. So you know what, I might actually we're always about stepping outside of our comfort zone. I'll have a look through this list and see if there's one that intrigues me. And see if and we'll go through the list now, but maybe okay. I mean, would you watch one then? Okay, so you're saying that it can be done, but would you watch one?
Well, yeah,
without a villain.
I've watched films without villains before, and so like one of them, it's a very heavy film, Manchester by the Sea, and there is no villain in that. It's a drama film, and it's more about how a father deals with guilt over something that happened that quote unquote may or may not be his fault. It's up to there's different ways to interpret it, but it's about how does he deal with guilt and how does he deal with his current relationships and different things that happen because of that. So you don't need a big bad. You don't need a big.
To be honest, you're right. I have watched a film without a villain. So there's this William Dafoe film where he's just locked in a house. I don't know if you've seen it before.
Is that the one where they got the meme from, where he's looking up at the sky? Is it that one?
I think so, yeah. It's called Inside, and he's literally he went to rob a house.
Okay.
The house then went to lockdown, didn't let him out. He lost his contact on the outside, and the film is just literally about him in this house and trying to get out.
Okay.
Because he's running out of food, and the house there's no way out, and it's actually very, very. The first 30 minutes are like, what is this? But it starts to get into the whole, what if that was me? And you start to think of isolation. Because I always think, like, how bad is isolation in jail? Like, if someone tells me we're going to put you in a room for 12 hours or 24 hours, I don't know how long they do, but 3 days, 4 days on your own, I actually think that's great for me because I'm quite an introverted person. But then I think, I know, yeah, because you're right. Because I'm thinking that because I'm watching Netflix and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But can you imagine just no form of entertainment?
Nothing.
You're just there with your thoughts.
Nothing. They've done studies on this. I'm sure Mr. Beast has done a video about just basically there's a reason why solitary confinement in prisons is a threat. Solitary confinement means that everything that makes you human, you've been cut off from. Like, you realize that when you're in solitary confinement and you're in a box, you are effectively no longer human. Because the whole thing that makes you human and the whole reason why we can walk through this thing called life is that we understand how we react, how we act, and what those consequences are again in the human world. So I know that if I walk past a flower and I kick it, it's going to break. I pick up a blade of grass, fair enough. I can look up and see the sun, the skies. I can spit on the floor and see someone's reaction, like, what the hell are you doing? You could punch someone and get punched back. All these things gone. Even just so what? No mirror, no nothing. So you are just sat there. You can't communicate with anyone. Look how the explosion in people who are affected by their mental health through COVID.
Yep. Very true.
Just because they couldn't go outside of their own house with the internet and their families.
But then I think that's more so people who are very extrovert. Because I thrive in COVID. I mean, like, I'm just happy to sit at home and watch TV
enough,
or like I had a garden.
We had the option. You see, look, all those things you don't have. You had the option to go outside.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, solitude from confinement is completely different. Like, right? So there's nothing. And there's no sun. Nothing. There's just a small dark room. You're there with your thoughts. That's it.
And people don't often spend time with their thoughts.
No. We're always distracted. The
human psyche is like, you think about the amount of things that were created pre-internet and you think, how on earth did we do that? We had more time to just deeply think. We could just look up at the skies and just say, what am I here for? What is that? Why am I doing this? Why does that happen? You just quit. There's nothing else you can do. You're not distracted. So now, solitary confinement, and you're just in the darkness. Nah, my mind would fracture. I have watched way too many dark things. My mind would conjure up some sickness. I don't need that. Nah. I'm all for mindfulness. I do mindfulness myself.
Yeah.
I don't want solitary confinement in the dark, boy. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Listeners, sit there on your own for maybe 10 minutes. See how hard it is just to sit there on your own. It's actually quite difficult. And I remember, I only recently found meditation isn't about trying to clear your thoughts. It's about acknowledging your thoughts. Because you can never clear your mind. There will always be something in your mind. And it's not about clearing your mind. It's actually about acknowledging your thoughts and understanding your thoughts and trying to make sense of your thoughts. So I've actually done it. The longest I've done is 30 minutes. I just sat in my position, and I'm telling you, man, I think the first 5 minutes felt like 5 hours because I was like, oh, surely. But then I think that was just more so me trying to clear my mind. But then when I did it again and I learned it's not about clearing your thoughts, but actually understanding your thoughts and all that stuff, you must start to have a conversation with yourself in your head. And then that kind of, I guess, makes the time go by and makes you think a bit more clearer in terms of what you want to do and accomplish and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I'll say start with 5 minutes and see where you can get. So in terms of the actual shows, so we've got Drugstore in Another World, The Slow Life of a Cheat Pharmacist.
Of a cheat pharmacist. Wow.
It says The Slow Life as well, you know.
It's in the name. I'm looking at the pictures of all these, so I just clicked on a link. Nah. All of these, you can just tell from the names that there is no villain in these shows. There's no villain in these shows. No.
But this one says, after living a life of corporate slavery, Reiji opens his eyes to a fantasy realm, and along with that, a cheat skill. With pharmaceutical knowledge of the highest degree, Reiji saves up a considerable sum to start his own drugstore, with dragons, elves, and fairies as his regular clients. Reiji has the cure for all their mythical ailments. So you're right, Solo. It might be one of those ones where there's a dragon.
He's got heartburn. All right, cool. To give him something for his heartburn.
He's got heartburn.
The irony. Heartburn. Exactly. A dragon's got heartburn. Don't know if we can fix that. That's just part of you being a dragon. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Next one is Fluffy Paradise. Come on. I can't even imagine a villain.
It's called Fluffy Paradise, and the picture of it is this cute, stereotypical anime girl with fluffy animals all around her.
But read the summary, Solo, or read the synopsis. Despite the wholesome premise, Nema is tasked by God to decide whether humans deserve to exist, considering their long history of violence towards non-human beings. Interesting. While the show doesn't feature a concrete villain, a few antagonist elements are sparingly visible, such as the church's action that harmed the balance of the world. As a whole, Fluffy Paradise is a wholesome isekai anime, though not without its own set of conflicts and trials. Interesting. Tasked by God to decide whether humans deserve to exist. Damn.
See, I would say that's a good one, but you know that with a name called Fluffy Paradise, they ain't digging too deep. Although I could be
next
wrong.
One is...
It could be good. It could be wrong.
Yeah, you could be. The next one is By the Grace of the Gods. So after living a life of tragedy and hardship, Ryumi Akabishi or Takabishi is blessed with another.
Look at this guy.
Oh, Takabayashi, sorry, is blessed with another go at life with 3 gods. Okay, with the purpose of his new life being nothing more than savoring all that life has to offer, Ryoma spends much of his time in a secluded forest. Sounds rubbish.
Basically,
next,
look. With a child protagonist whose sole purpose is to live a laid-back life.
Can you imagine? That's my purpose. What's your purpose? I gotta just chill.
I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling. No, unless you're speaking too loud. I'm not here for that. You're speaking too loud. Around here, we just chill. Here, grab a leaf. Grab a leaf. Just grab a leaf.
You want that soft life?
Yeah, soft life.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's a great song as well. You want that soft life? Anyway, next one. This one I actually think looks good. Restaurant to Another World. Restaurant to Another World centers around the bustling establishment known as Nikoya, a restaurant renowned for its Western dishes. While the restaurant caters to Tokyo's eager residents throughout the week, it opens its doors on Saturdays to a special kind of clientele, mythical creatures from another world. Interesting. I imagine this is more so how you're going to appease, but cater for the mythical creatures' diets, as it were, their palates in terms of what they like and not like. I'm guessing. I don't know. Next one is Parallel World Pharmacy. Looks alright.
Let me read this out. Kanji Yukutani had dedicated his life to researching new treatments for chronic illnesses after he lost his sister to cancer. However, look at this guy. He was laughing, now he stopped. However, he overworks himself to death, though he is luckily reincarnated as a 10-year-old boy named Falma. Recognizing the lack of medical care in this world, he sets up a pharmacy to ensure medicine is available to all. So, the reason I wanted to read this one out is that literally life through him, all the antagonistic stuff at the beginning of the show, which then sets up why he's now living the rest of the show in this manner. So life is the antagonist, so you get given all the antagonistic exposition at the beginning, bang, right there. This is his MO, this is why he's behaving, and then the rest of it is just like, then you can see, I can imagine in this show is exactly what I just described. Someone is about to go take a turn for the worse, and he starts crying because it's like, I can't let what happened to my sister happen again.
Yeah.
So then he does Super Saiyan Pharmacy and then does Madness. 100% happen. He goes Kaioken and creates some wild stuff.
Next one. My next life as a villainess. All routes lead to doom. Looks like a comedy to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is a comedy.
Looks like a comedy.
This is a comedy.
With the protagonist as the villainess, my life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom, doesn't leave much for the antagonist to take center stage. With the role of an antagonist thrust upon Katrina Kleas in the Otomi game Fortune Lover, she has no choice but to find a way to denounce her character's villainous origins. Okay. Yeah, so right. Sounds but it definitely is a comedy for sure. Last one is okay. Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say that one actually might sound kind of interesting.
All right, so
sounds kind of interesting. Okay.
Solo villainous.
That is cool. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
She tries to be a villain. How it is. And she doesn't try to be a villain. She ends up turning the whole cast and making them friends. I like when she's supposed to be a villain and she makes them friends with them instead. That's funny to me. Can you imagine Madara just being best friends with everybody in the end? That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Oh gosh.
That's crazy.
Would you like a cookie?
Exactly.
Thanks.
You killed my whole village, but do you want to go on a walk in the park? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's move on from that. The past is the past. I am now here.
Gosh.
Yeah. What?
And at number 1 on the list is Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. So this is an isekai anime all about setting out in a fantastical journey into a new world, and Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill offers just that. But with a slight twist. Instead of action-packed adventures, Mukudu Tsuyoshi embarks on a laid-back escapade of cooking delectable dishes in this fantasy realm. Using his cheat skill, online supermarket.
I've got so many things I want to say. I've got so many things. And this is the highest rated one.
Online supermarket.
So this is 7.6 out of 10. 7.6 out of 10.
Yeah. Mukudu has the ability to order ingredients from modern day Japan. His weapon of choice is on this isekai journey. As he satiates the palates of mythical creatures and wayfarers along the way, Mukudu's new existence showcases the legendary side of being isekai. Interesting.
This
cheat skill, online supermarket. I'm gonna get this.
Can you imagine that? Online supermarket.
Oh goodness.
I mean, I can't cook as well as these isekai people. I mean, I can cook, but I'm not like no, I'm not gonna out here call myself like a home chef, you know. I can cook, but I'm not no home chef. I'm not entering any competitions. If that was me, boy, what do you want? Juice? I'll get you some orange juice. You want some juice? I'll get you some juice. You sure? I got some good juice. You want some grape juice? I got some good juice. You want some chicken? Let's get some chicken. I'll order some chicken wings. We have to cook it ourselves though. But I'll order some chicken wings. Come on, this will come around.
That's a great another idea for another episode or another day. But can you imagine being, say, in the 20s or early 1900s with the technology we had today? It's just wild. Like,
Ed,
can you imagine?
We're not going to survive. We're going to be called warlocks and witches and be.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Knocked off ASAP. Actually. The only way to survive. If I went back to the 1900s or the 1800s I could summon anything, anything. I'm telling you now, full disclosure, I'm becoming a megalomaniac. I'm taking over the whole country. I am not serving anyone. What? It sounds real dark. The minute they say come towards, they start saying, "Hey, how did he do that?" I'm summoning a gun. I'm summoning a machine gun. I'm saying I'm looking up. Chick, stay back. Do not. What? Stay away. All of you stay back. No one come near me. if I'm gonna be in the king, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, I know you don't know this.
Goodness.
I'm gonna give you some Axe body spray, some Lynx body spray. You guys kind of need this. You kind of need some of this. You want some soap? What you need is some salt, because you guys don't have salt around here. Let me give you some salt. You don't know how to make this yet?
Man.
Let me give you something called salt. Let me give you something called sugar. Easy work. Or, Ed, I'm telling you now, we need to do it. It might even not be anime related. You could disable the whole world easily.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And this is real dark. Can you imagine just dropping a bit of LSD in the king's cup?
Oh!
Finished. They'll kill him. He's gone insane. Okay, he's gone insane. It's finished.
Yo,
Finished.
that is crazy.
I can't be out here, because if you try to be altruistic, okay, and you say, you know what, okay, and you could do pharmacy, you could get penicillin and just really help people. In some place, I mean, you could do it in Africa, you know. Maybe not. You probably could. You probably could. You could go and do something that's. You could go and be one of those witch doctors, God forbid. And you could do that, but there would still be. You know what? Nowhere. Now I think
I'm with you on the megalomaniac, because I'm not gonna be the one being judged. Then no.
I'm not gonna be my liege, my king. Please, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
This magic must be no.
I mean, they done it with slime, because Rimuru came from the real world, and he introduced like the heated tap water and all that stuff.
And
roads.
all of them are looking at him like, "Who is this guy?
And
Why
all
are
of
you
them,
doing this? Why? How are you doing this?"
Yeah, but at least they you use that wisdom to showcase greater things. Like, can you imagine you're trying to say, hey, you should do this, and the king's like, how did you do that, you warlock? Put him on the whatever,
and
fire,
on the guillotine.
Burn
Put him
him
on the guillotine and take off his head.
Yeah. No. I just love your image with the Mac 10 on the AK-47. Stay back.
I'll summon grenades all around my waist. What? You can get all your armies. This 1800s. You guys are not touching me. I'm getting Kevlar body armor. I'm summoning a tank. I'm gonna be inside. I'm not even gonna shoot the tank. I'm just gonna pop my head out and throw grenades at you. One of them grenades pop off, it's a wrap. I can even do flashbangs. Flash, all of you are going, I'll be a tyrant. None of you come near me. You get close to me, I'm putting bear traps. They don't even know what's happening. They don't even know what's happening. What? Especially if it's like the 1800s before the Industrial Revolution. It's a wrap for all of you. For all of you. But the thing is, some things wouldn't work. You can't have anything. You would have to constantly summon like things like a power source. Because you still need to have that. So anything I'm getting, that's what I'm saying. Guns, I'm just simple.
Guns would work, but now internet, all that stuff, you need infrastructure, so that wouldn't work. You can't do that.
Yeah, unless you start. I need a transformer. How am I gonna wear my? Who's gonna install this? There's no skills. I can't do it.
But for sure, guns, grenades, tanks, actually weapons. Yeah,
it would be like GTA with cheat codes. Tank just drops from the sky. Simple. Just lands on top of people. You got two choices. And I don't want no trouble. I'm not gonna go and take over the world. Just leave me in my woods with my house. If you come close, the people, I will be known as the thing that you do not mess with.
Solo have proximity mines around, all around his
Claymores all around. You can come if you want. You're losing your leg. It's simple. I don't want any trouble. I'm not gonna. If you don't start trouble, I won't finish. But I'm not gonna go around. I'm not gonna join and say I'm taking over the world. But you utter that I am some sort of witch or wizard, the whole place has been burnt down. The whole place has been. I'll burn down the whole castle. I'll burn down the whole castle.
By doing that, you've proven them that you are a warlock.
But what they won't do, they ain't gonna come twice. They ain't gonna come twice.
True.
They ain't gonna come twice. somebody sneezed the wrong way and he destroyed the castle, the whole king's castle. I'll tell everybody, listen, all of you innocents, I don't want to hurt you. So all of you, move out the way. If you want to stand with your king, I'm sorry. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. I'll walk. You know in COD, in Call of Duty where you can summon the when you're in the suit, and you've got top to head. What? That's all I'm wearing, head to toe in that suit. Akimbo, I've got dual shotguns. Dual shotguns. I'm just running through. Bang! I'll just throw that knight out the way. Ha! I'm just there, just sprinting. I'm sprinting through the castle. Flashbang round corners. I'm just hearing screams around me. Where's the king? Where's the king?
Oh, I'm dead. Nah, that's too much, man.
Just go point the gun.
That is too. You know, it sounds.
Call it off, or I'm pulling the trigger.
I would actually like a game like that. You know, in those games where you could just be silly and just do dumb stuff like GTA, but this one would be even more so where you're in a medieval settings, but you have futuristic weapons.
And you're there, and you just hear this clang, and someone tries to hit you with a sword on your back. Like, you just turn around like, what are you doing? I've got boom. What are you doing?
Man.
The reason why I'm saying it because it depends where. Because if we get dropped in Europe, we're black. 1800s, ain't good time. Ain't good time.
It's not great time.
I'm not asking. I am not opening the door to answer questions because it's a wrap from
your whole place has to be fortified. Fortified.
Claymores, C4. Turrets. In the middle, just a wood cabin. That's all I want. That's it.
The only issue with that is you would have to live somewhere where it's good with natural resources because you're not going to get fed, like food wise. If you can't summon the food,
live in the forest.
Yeah, so you're gonna have
kill
to
a bunch
unless
of
they
wild
poison.
pigs, wild pigs
that would be easy.
And farm. Look, I'll just be like, listen. In fact, I would become a benevolent ruler. I would just say, look, listen. Give me some food. Farm, and I'll protect all of you. I'll protect all of you.
If we were dropped in, say, let's just say we were dropped in 1800 in
armies.
England or whatever it was called, Britannia, then rather than me just staying in my own place, I would actually become the first black king.
100%. Or just tell the king, listen, you report to me now. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Ed.
You could be the figurehead, but you report to me.
The first thing that'll come out my mouth. Look at me. I am the captain now. You can still be king. I don't care about all your lords and ladies. But when I say I want food, I want food. Don't start any wars because I don't want the innocents to die. But if people come to us, I got you. I've got you. Don't start no wars, but I've got you. Once they see the damage that I do to the other army, the king will never reveal who I am. I'll just be there in the background, in the shadows.
Nah, I'm gonna take the king's job. I'll be like, yes, that's right. You're all getting ruled by me.
Then but then you're gonna have to constantly live in fear, you know.
That's true, actually.
That's what I'm saying. If you're the shadow, I'm not even gonna be in the castle. He'll just have to send one lone rider,
like that guy from Ranking of Kings.
Yeah.
He advised Boji's dad and whatever. Yeah.
The king will just have to send one lone rider advisor to me, and I might live 20 miles away on a horse. And then he comes in, my liege. The king requests your presence. What does he want? He needs support. All right, cool. I can do that. And every month, delivery of food. That's all I need.
Fair play. So long as they don't poison that food.
I might as well go back to being the king, you know. Just everybody. I might as well go back to being the king. I don't want to be poisoned.
But I think if you showed the value of yourself in terms of other armies, then exactly. they would try and keep you for sure.
Yeah, they'll keep you.
Oh, man. Oh, I know this. Click on the next video before he lets it off. Impeccable form, by the way, and the Hunter x Hunter drip is... Get out of there! It's still there, though. Yes, but in his mind, it's gone.